Stone Vigil, hard.
Written off as a loss by the Holy See, this once essential outpost, now overrun with Dravanian hordes, has become a beacon of hope after the Scions of the Seventh Dawn successfully infiltrated the Vigil and not only retrieved the airship they were after, but also managed to fell a score of dragons in their wake. Spurred on by this glimpse of hope, the Knights of House Durandare have organized an incursion into the fortress with designs on taking it back from their hated enemy, and there is no one they would rather have lead the vanguard than the adventurer that successfully breached the walls previously.
Hi, I'm Tyler, Final Fantasy XIV player and amateur bartender, and I've made it my mission to craft a cocktail for every dungeon in the game, and today we're doing Stone Vigil Hard. Welcome to a Cocktail Reborn. Let's get started.
There are two truisms I live by when recommending this game to others. Friends don't let friends start in Gridania, and friends don't let friends unlock Stone Vigil hard. Overall, it's not a bad dungeon. It's fun to man the cannons and shoot down the dragons, and the final boss, or should I say bosses, are pretty fun and inventive and have pretty unique mechanics. It's just that damn turtle. I don't mind weird mechanics like having to man a cannon if it's not the only thing you get to do in the fight. I don't play the game to push one button. If I did, I'd be a white mage. So not being able to do my rotation and just have to focus fire with the cannon is beyond aggravating. I cannot even begin to count the number of times I've gotten this in my roulette and the party disbands after wiping to the stupid turtle 3 times, or, more likely, half the party just leaves at the beginning of the instance. It's not that it's impossible, it's that no one wants to do the mechanics and would rather run their roulette on something that's less frustrating. The only time I've ever enjoyed the turtle fight is going in solo as a blue mage and taking that chump down in 3 seconds after I got diamond back from it. Missile for the win. The cocktail for Stone Vigil Normal was more of a vibes check on the whole place rather than being inspired by individual pieces of the dungeon. None of the enemies really stood out, and the theming of the place pretty much held the entire time. And while there are some enemies and bosses that aren't very memorable here, the first boss is basically just copying the homework of the first boss from the normal version, there are a few distinct, memorable pieces of this dungeon that I will be pulling inspiration from, including that god's damned turtle. Let's craft. To represent the final boss, Geru Veganus, and his twin, also named Geru Veganus, I thought we'd do a split base. For the main guy, I wanted to keep the Kummel from the original recipe, and I wanted to add another spirit that has similar notes, but also has an altogether different flavor to complement it. So I'll be going with Aquavit for my second spirit. They both use caraway, but the other botanicals are very different and play together surprisingly well. This place is filled with not only dragons, but also heretics, ready to throw their lives away if only to watch an Ishgardian suffer. So bitter is their hatred. To represent this bitterness, I went with Averna, an Amaro that's on the sweeter side as far as Amari go, but still has a great bitter finish that helps it hold its own in this drink. For the Knights of House Durandare and their bold attack on the Citadel, I wanted something to not only add sweetness to represent their renewed hope in taking the Vigil, but something that would also hold its own, flavor-wise, against the other bolder ingredients, and so I'm using honey syrup here. I don't really have a ratio for you on this, just that I added enough water to the honey to make it pourable, so maybe 3-to-1? For the red glow of the hide of Kukafera, aka the turtle, when he's activated his aggravating shield, I'm using Angostura Bitters. The spices here really play well with the other ingredients. And finally, I'll be adding lemon juice for balance. This drink is shaken, so get out your shaking tin. We'll start with the garnish, since this needs to be prepped ahead of time. Put a plentiful amount of ice in a blender and pulverize it until it's snow. If you are adept at using a Lewis bag and mallet, you can also go that way, but I like the more consistent results I get from my Vitamix. Next, take a small bowl that's just a little smaller in circumference than the glass you'll be serving the drink in. Line the bowl with stretch wrap and pack the crushed ice into the bowl. The tighter the better. Stash this in your freezer while you prep the drink. Start by adding 3 dashes of Angostura Bitters to your shaker. Next, add 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice, half an ounce of honey syrup, half an ounce of Averna, 1 ounce Kummel, and 1 ounce Aquavit. Add ice and shake for 15 seconds. Strain into a wide, stemmed glass. This margarita glass was the only thing I had wide enough for my Diamondback ice dome. Take the now hardened dome out of the freezer and gently place it over the drink. And here we have Stone Vigil Hard. Let's give it a taste.
To skip ahead to a world where you can watch the rest of the video. Hear me then. Not as a viewer, but as simply you. As I learned from my YouTube analytics, you are a formidable foe. Stronger than any I have faced. Against you, I need bring my content to bear. I need burn the candle of my mixology. This is the sole pleasure I know, and it is the sole pleasure I have to share. And so I come before you to issue a Patreon and offer singular bliss. If you wish to skip ahead, I will not stop you. You value content. You do not burn your time, save for that you deem worthy. Early access and exclusive videos, the content of a patron true. But there is more to you than that. You know this to be true. Just as you know the thrill of pushing your bar and budget to their limits, of confronting ever mightier bottles, dancing ever closer to the precipice, wondering if this will be the one to finally fill the void. Such spirits you seek for their own sake and no other reason. Is this not so, patron? Sign up for as little as $5 a month for exclusive content every month. Link in the description.
Cheers. Oh, that turned out so well. You get the very complex botanicals of both the Kummel and the Aquavit right up front. Then you get the bitterness from the Averna and the sweet, very distinct flavor of the honey. Everything melds together perfectly. And the snow cap's a snow cap, but it's fun. Who doesn't like a nice presentation? Oh, yeah. There's a gap between the snow cap and the drink. It absorbed enough that it pulled down the volume. At least it'll keep your drink cold. Oh, this is good. This is on par with the original Stone Vigil. The Stone Vigil was one of my favorite cocktails from the, I'd say from 40 up. I don't know what else to say. There's not really much else to say.
Everything plays its part and plays its part well. You definitely get the caraway since it's present in both the Kummel and the Aquavit. You get the dill from the Aquavit. Oh, you get the coriander from the Kummel. You get the rose petal just a little bit. It's definitely a supporting player there, but it's there. The more I drink, the more the bitterness of the Averna comes out. But that's not bad. I think that's just me tempering to the honey. Oh, wow. That is good. That's going in my top 10. And that is Stone Vigil Hard. Sound off in the comments below if you decide to make this drink. I made this to my personal taste, so your mileage may vary. Please like, share, and subscribe as it really helps the channel. And check out the Patreon if you want. You can sign up for as little as $5 a month. And stay tuned for the next one, which will be Snowcloak. And until then, hear, feel, drink. Cheers. Thanks for watching. If you want to help the channel, please leave a like and a comment so I can receive the blessings of the sacred algorithm. I'd also like to thank my patrons who are on the screen right now. And a big thank you to my Alliance tier patrons, KLG Chaos, Mal the Pal, and Shy. See you next time.